Hello everyone and Happy New Year. My name is Zach, I am the Traveling Man, and I come to you today from on board Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady, where I'm about to embark on an 8-day cruise down to the Caribbean, my very first time on Virgin Voyages. I'm so excited about this adventure and I want you to come along with me. So come on if you're ready. Let's get this adventure, our very first on Virgin Voyages, started. So here we are in the elevator now, getting off at deck 9, gonna proceed to the stateroom. So let's try to find that together. Very excited. The excitement is palpable. So I am 9330Z, so I guess this Z denotes midship here on deck 9. So I think I'll be down this way. And here we are, actually just by the forward elevator bank, but 9330Z. And I do have my Virgin wristband here. Everyone gets the wristband. You can see the red one there with the gray on it. So that's going to be what lets us into the room. Oh, there we go. It's green because it's unlocked. So now we'll step inside. Very nice. This is an XL Terrace stateroom. And I will do a full room tour of this at some point this week. I just wanted to show you right up front here what this room looks like. It's a very spacious room. It's very a wide room. You can see this is a queen size bed here. The cool things about the beds on Virgin is that they do convert from a bed into a sofa. You can see that section over there where you can put the, you can actually turn, I guess you would turn this mattress here. There's two mattresses put together. Turn that one that way, makes a couch for the day. You can ask your room steward to do that. Let me put my bag down here and show you a little bit more of the room. So that's the bed. The bed is very low too. It's lower than normal cruise ship beds are. I've never seen one this low on a cruise ship before. We'll walk around the room and show you. I want to turn around first and show you that there is a TV over here, so you can lay in bed and watch TV. There's the closet over there. There's all sorts of stuff over here, all the correspondence, as I call it, that the cruise line gives you. There is an iPad here. We'll figure out how to work this in subsequent videos, but I think this is a lot of the room controls and things. Yeah, I'll figure out how to turn that on. There we go. Here's the AC. We're going to turn that all the way down to cool. Different lightings. You can turn the lights all the way up. That is really cool. So that'll be neat to play with this week. There's also water left in the room. I think they do refill these every day. All sorts of little goodies over here. Water glasses, of course. Down below here is a mini fridge. And very nice. I really like this. It's very different, you know, very different than what you would traditionally see on a cruise ship. So let's now step out onto the balcony and something else that's not traditional. Unlock the door there. Very nice sea terrace is what they're called here on Virgin. Not a balcony, a sea terrace. But you can see there is a hammock here on the sea terrace or the balcony. Probably going to call it a balcony despite their official lingo. But this is probably where you're going to find me a lot this week. I've been really excited to like hang out in this hammock here on the ship, right here on my balcony as we sail throughout the Caribbean. You can see off the ship here now. Here is the Virgin terminal right here. You can see folks just now starting to get on the ship. There's the Celebrity Summit beside us. It's a busy day in the Port of Miami. We'll see some ships leaving later, I'm sure. But let's get back in the room because we got more of the room to check out. There is this cool chair right here just inside the door. There's all sorts of lighting here. Lock the door, the air conditioner will cut off, I'm afraid. There's all sorts of lighting in the room. There's the closet over here. The closet is an open closet concept. There is a curtains you can pull, so you don't have to look at your clothes the whole time, but it is open. That's nice. There's some drawers here, a safe, It's a hair dryer in that. There's the live jackets, of course. And now, what makes this an XL extra large cabin is the bathroom. What I've heard a lot from people is that the bathrooms on a Virgin in a standard cabin are small, but they made the bathroom much bigger and called it an XL cabin, a bigger cabin. And so this is apparently the bigger version of that bathroom, and it does look bigger for sure. You have an entire little closet here just for the toilet, and then here is the shower. Very cool. And then of course plenty of room here to get ready or whatever. And then this is the entryway right here. And then I just noticing that they do have where you can click to have the room cleaned right there, or the privacy, like do not disturb right there. That'll tell folks not to, cleaning or room service not to disturb. There's also some lighting here. I am really excited about this stateroom. It is really cool. So I'm sure you're going to see more of it throughout the cruise, but just wanted to give a quick overview right now of my XL Sea Terrace here on Valiant Lady. So we have made it on board my very first Virgin cruise ever here on board the Valiant Lady, and I'm so excited. My viewers for a long time have been telling me that I need to try Virgin, and I agreed, I did. I just never found the opportunity, but now is that opportunity. And I'm so excited to be here. Just wanted to talk real quick before we go explore some of the ship. And it's a totally brand new experience to me, like dining and entertainment and everything. It's going to be so different. So I don't know that I've been so excited for a cruise in a while, because this certainly feels like a completely new experience, which is nice sometimes, especially when you cruise as much as I do, creating content. It's nice to do something different, something that you've not done before. So should be a really good week. But I wanted to talk about the embarkation process, because it is a little bit different with Virgin Voyages. You do check in on the app like you do with all the other cruise lines. They do want you to check in on the internet ahead of time. But when you actually get to the terminal, the app is going to give you some time for embarkation. For me, it was 3:45. It just assigned me that time, and that's pretty late. Normally, cruise lines want you to be on board around 2:30 if they're sailing away at 4, because you want to be on board 90 minutes before sail away. But they do things different. Like I said, they start the boarding process later than other cruise lines do. So boarding and check-in process didn't begin until 1:15, and that's for those of us in standard cabins. If you're in a suite, it opens a little bit earlier. And I did have Deep Blue Extras. Deep Blue Extras are sort of the priority status, loyalty status. And Virgin does give that to folks. They do match your status with other cruise lines. So they did match mine from Celebrity and Carnival and gave me the Deep Blue Extras. And that did give me priority embarkation. So once I got to the port, my time was at 3:45. But because I did have the Deep Blue Extras, priority boarding, I got here, I think, right at noon. And there was a line outside. It was very disorganized. Folks didn't really know where I was supposed to go. They did give me my blue wristband that you see here that I showed you earlier. When I got to the terminal and they said just stand around somewhere, they weren't actually letting folks in unless you were in suites. They were letting the folks in suites in already. So I just sort of hung out. They finally made a line for us priority guests. And then at 1:15, they opened up check-in. And as soon as we walked in the building, I was like one of the first people. I think I was third in line. We walked right up the stairs, right to check-in, got checked in, went through security, then went to the waiting room where we're actually waiting for boarding to begin. And I could see that the folks in suites still hadn't boarded yet. So they had been sitting there a while just waiting for boarding. Finally, right around 1:45 is when boarding began. So didn't start boarding the ship for any guests until 1:45. So if you do notice when you check in with Virgin that you have a later embarkation time and you're like, whatever, I'm going to show up at 10 or 11 o'clock like I would with any other cruise line, I would advise you against that, because you're going to be standing outside waiting until you get into the terminal. Like at 1:15 was when I actually got to get into the terminal. So avoid the wait and show up later. And if you've got the Deep Blue Extras, if you've got priority embarkation through any of the programs that gives you priority embarkation, just know that starts around 1:15, or at least it did today. I've heard some other folks say 1 o'clock. And then at 1:45 we got to board. And now it is almost 2 o'clock, and we're here on the ship in the hammock. And now it's time to go explore this ship some, because the only place I've been so far is my room. So let's go check out some of this ship. And speaking of the Deep Blue Extras, it's the Virgin Voyages Sailing Club, and they did leave a little note here just showing what all you get. That is priority boarding and embarkation, $100 in bar tab credit, unlimited premium Wi-Fi, dedicated sailor services support, an exclusive cocktail event, and you can see there they actually show that's on December 4th, complimentary laundry service, and then $10 a day for specialty coffee. So you get a lot of perks. Again, so if you're going to be sailing with Virgin Suit, I highly recommend that you go on their website and see if they can match, if you have status with some of the other cruise lines, if that'll be matched by Virgin. They also left some stuff here about the times. We're going to be in the Dominican Republic, San Juan, Puerto Rico, St. Croix, and Bimini. They're just showing us the times, the local time and the ship time, and telling us what time we need to be back on board. And then there's the daily, a glance at the day. This is just showing what was going on around the ship today. And here's some stuff showing about the ship, a ship map, and things like that. And then the red book. Ooh, looks like this is like different ship eats and things. So maybe this is what's different stuff it looks like about the ship that in the cabin, but also a room service menu as well. So we're gonna go explore a little bit, but I do love like all the decor that they have. This 9, and it's just different, you know. But let's see where we need to go. We are in on 9 now. There's stuff on deck 7. I am starving. I have not had anything, so I think we'll go up to 15, up to the higher points in the ship, and just see what's what, right? This is so cool though. Here's what the full elevator bank looks like. They do have these hand sanitizer stations here, and it's not like the typical like Purell. It like spritz your hands, which is really cool. So now let's get in the elevator here. Look at the elevator, how trippy it looks. We're gonna go to 15. So I will take you part of the way with me just to show you. Kind of looks like you're underwater in this one. I don't know if they're all different, but this one definitely has a theme. They all have a theme, but I don't know if they're all the same theme. But you can see the way the lights do, they glimmer. It looks like the reflection of the surface of the water, which is cool. And now here we are already. That was quick. That was a really quick elevator ride up here to deck 15. And I have no idea again where we're at, where we're going. It looks like more staterooms here. Deck 16 looks like we can actually go outside here, and that's what we wanted to do. So here we go. Our first open deck. This is Richard's rooftop right here. So this area here is like the suite only. You can see reserved for rock star quarter sailors. So if you're staying in a suite, you have access to this. Otherwise, you don't. But we have access to the entire rest of the ship anyway. So walking out, here's the main deck here, overlooking the pool right down here. So let's take our first look at the pool deck here on Virgin Voyages, Valiant Lady. Very nice pool deck. You can see those loungers there right by the water. A nice expansive pool, but most of it is just like a wade pool, you know, just to sit in. You see the deepest part there in the middle. There's a bar down there right by the pool. You see Miami back there in the background. What a beautiful ship. And I want to show you over here what a busy day it is in the port of Miami. We already saw Celebrity right beside us. Then down there is the Carnival Magic. Then there is a Crystal ship behind that, and then you have another Carnival ship, an MSC ship, and then I think the NCL Viva, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. One of the new NCL ships is down there at the very end. So walking on around the pool deck a little bit to get to wherever we're going, we see there's another bar back here, and then here are some hot tubs back here. That's actually a big hot tub there in the center, and then a couple here around the edges. So a lot of places here for you to relax and enjoy out here on the main deck. There's also like an outdoor workout section right there. You can see how cool is that. And then the fitness center is actually over there. You can see it. Let me zoom in a bit. You can see it across that pool deck over there. So really different, but really cool. I'm liking it. And pardon me for saying this, but probably one of the best things about Virgin is that it's adults only. So no kids on Virgin Voyages. So you see a lot of things are just decorated different, you know, having that outdoor fitness stuff there. They don't have to worry about kids climbing on it and getting hurt. Having the fitness center right by the pool. So if you're watching this video and you're like, well, that's different, just know that it was created with adults only in mind. So no kids on this sailing. Virgin is solely adults only. So walking still on deck 16, looking for some food. But it looks like they have some cabanas here that you can rent. You see they're all numbered along this deck here. The very top deck up here. Looks like they vary in size too. Now on the very top deck of the ship here toward the back, this is I think deck 17, and this is the walking track. So the highest deck on the ship devoted to the walking track. And I'll be out here quite a bit for sure, because what I've heard about Virgin is they have the best food at sea. I'm gonna verify that for y'all. I'll do the hard work of testing and verifying, but if it's true, I'm gonna have to be out here a lot. So take another look out at Port of Miami, back here toward the back of the ship. back here on deck 16, they do have some interesting places to sit, which I think are very cool. They have these swing-like chairs here, and then back here they have these net-style chairs. And then they actually have a seesaw here. And again, adults only, so this is just for the adults. And then they have a bunch of different loungers and day beds down that way. So very cool that they have very unique seating, and it's not premium seating. You know, if you saw like day loungers like this, day beds on other cruise ships, that would be at a premium price. That would be extra. So cool that that's included. Here's another little seesaw thing back here, y'all. I think this is so cool. There's also a little sports court back here too. We'll look at that real quick as we're still on the way to finding some food here for lunch. And then right beside that, they do have an all-gender bathroom. So now here on deck 15, found the food. This is what's called the Galley. And instead of having one big buffet like most cruise lines have, they actually have a lot of different stations. Like this is called Hot Off the Press, where they have a lot of different sandwiches and things. You can see they have a avocado toast, banana and Nutella toast. They have a pastrami on rye. All this looks really good. Ahoy, thank you. And then down here, they do have a noodle around is what this one's called. It's just a noodle station. You can get different types of bowls, ramen, all different sorts of ramen. But they do have a standard drink station here where you can get juices and ice and water and things. But one of the cool things about Virgin Voyages, they do have these like Coke dispensers here where you can get your own soda. And as far as I know, I think this is for anyone to use. So it's included, soda included in the price of your cruise fare. Another station, this is Taco About It. So this is the taco station, tacos and nachos. Ahoy! So all different types of tacos that you can get here. And then right over here, this is the diner, and this is where they have all-day breakfast. This is actually open literally 24/7, so you can come here at the diner and get breakfast. And you can see it is like set up just like a diner, like you would see on land back at home. And then more places to sit in here. They also have like a popsicle stand right here. And then Bento Baby here is where you can get some bento boxes. And these are already pre-made here. You can see there's sushi in there already made up. And anyone can grab these and go. Again, this is all included, everything here in the Galley that we've seen. And it's a really interesting concept, and it's really different. Just having this grab and go saves you a lot of time having to wait on food. And that's really cool. And then one more beverage station right over here. One of the other places that they have here in the Galley is the Burger Bar. You can see they actually have a special of the day. And today it's the Miami Heat Burger right there. And all this is made to order. Then they have Well Bread right here, which is freshly baked favorites. They have some flatbreads here. They have some croissants, some cinnamon buns. Hi, how are you? Good. Good, thank you. And then right beside the bakery is the sweet side, where they have a lot of different desserts that you can get, cupcakes and things, and then also a lot of different fruit. They also have the Daily Mix right here, which is a salad bar, and they actually make salads with whatever you want in it. So think of like a sweet green or something like that on land. That's what they have here, which is really neat. All the toppings and things like that you get to choose as you go down the line here. They also have some soups, some sort of pre-made salads it looks like, and then some bread to go along with your salad. And then one more thing to show in the Galley, or maybe two more things, because we're exploring, right? This is the Grounds Club too, and this is where you can get specialty coffees made fresh. And then this is the grab and go, the quick, easy, snack it up. You can actually just grab these things. You can see up here they have some cake, some chocolate cake it looks like, some tres leches. Oh, I love tres leches. They have different wraps, Caesar salads, some sandwiches down here, charcuterie and cheese. And then they have some fruit here that you can grab. But all this, again, it's included in your cruise. You can just grab it and go. You don't have to pay for it or ask anybody. You can just grab it and go. And then it looks like they have the same offerings over here. All right, so I jumped in the elevator. We're going to go down to deck 7 because I did see on the app that there are more eateries down there that are open now for lunch on Embarkation Day. So I'm going to go check that out before I make my ultimate decision on what my first lunch is going to be here on board at Valiant Ladies. So here we are on deck 7. Let's go explore. So one of the first eateries we come to here on deck 7 is the pizza place. And this is where you can get made to order pizza. And again, included, this is just you know, cruise ship pizza, but done differently here on Virgin Voyages. One of the other eateries that they have right here on deck 7, you can see there's where we boarded earlier. This is Lick Me Till Ice Cream, and they have several different types of ice cream, and I think these will change as we go throughout the cruise. Now we've come to the Grounds Club here on deck 7. This is I think a larger venue of the one that we saw up on high, but this is where you can get coffee and teas and baked goods, again, made fresh. Now we're in the back of the ship on deck 7. There's another venue, I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's a very nice lounge, and you can see how modern the aesthetic is in here, which is nice. It looks like probably a popular venue at night, because they do have live music set up here. Walked through a couple of dining rooms, and I'll talk about dining later, but dining is pretty cool how they do that here, and I'll talk about that tonight when I'm actually getting ready to go to dinner. But I just wanted to show you this really cool space to hang out and vibe back here on deck 7 aft. Oh, and this is actually the dock house. I just looked at the menu, and it's a very popular location on the ship. I've heard a lot about the dock house already, and I think actually if we go outside here, I think there's an extension of that somewhere. This is the wake. This is another dining room, so I don't think this is the extension of it, but maybe if we go to the other side. Yes, over here I think we'll find more of the dock house. So they do have a juice bar here. This is called Juicy. It's closed right now. Here is the outside portion of deck 7 in the aft. And then here is yet another takeaway station. Again, all this stuff included. You can just take it away and go find somewhere to enjoy it. Okay, so this is the extension of the dock house I was talking about. We're here on deck 7 aft. Look how cool this venue is, y'all. You can see way up there, the top of the ship up there. And then all these different seats back here. But it says you can raise this bar for service here. And I guess and some delectable eats will arrive from the food cart. So I guess they'll come around maybe and bring some stuff. But here's what they have. Goat cheese polenta, grilled shrimp, Spanish octopus, fire roasted chicken thigh, and a pita, it looks like, and then hanger steak and a pita. And then of course they have drinks. This is the drink menu for the dock house right here. So I might actually try this for lunch because this sounds really cool, just to sit back and relax and yeah, sort of get waited on and pampered a little bit. Okay, so I waited about 20 minutes with my flag raise and no one ever came over to help me or serve me. They're very busy out there. So I think I'm gonna go try something else for lunch because it's almost 3 o'clock now and I'm starving, and yeah, not a lot of movement out there. They had very few servers. So yeah, let's go back up to 17 and get something up there. Up to the Galley, and I did order a burger, so I'm waiting on that to be done. They do give you a little buzzer, so that'll go off when that's ready. I also went ahead and got my desserts. This is a pistachio macaroon and then a peach crumble tart. So I'll eat this after my burger and let you know how it was. I also wanted to show you that they do have these little flip signs all over. So when you want service, you just flip it up and then someone will come by. But they do have menus here with the QR codes. But I have seen this now in a couple different places. So that's really cool, that system. Hopefully service will be quicker in here than it was at the dock just now. Here is the burger, the daily special today, which is the Miami Heat. Came with some fries. These are like the standard, you know, Lido buffet fries. And then I did get a Sprite, and these are free, so soda is included. Coke products are included here on board Virgin Voyages. They're just back in the room now, and they did leave, this was left on the bed. I don't think it was here earlier, but they are showing this is part of the Tis the Sea Sun sailings, since I'm sailing in December. So these are some experiences that they're having that are unique just to these holiday sailings. Ugly Sweater PJ Party, Very Virgin Festive Spectacular, Holiday Grog Walk, Holiday Painting, Holiday Trivia, all sorts of different things. So that was cool. Left here in the stateroom while I was out exploring some of the ship. And my first impressions are really good. This is a very cool ship. I didn't know what to expect in pictures and stuff because it is so different from the traditional cruise ship and what other cruise lines are offering. I was a bit skeptical. I was a bit worried I wasn't going to like it, that it was going to be too different. It just looks too gray, and some of the pictures and some of the videos I've seen, the ship just looks too gray and too bland. But as you walk around, it is very cool, and I still can't make ends of the ship. I don't know where anything is. I'm still discovering it all. But it's been really cool so far. I'm really enjoying this beautiful ship, the Valiant Lady, so far. The meal that I just had in the Galley, I ate more than I wanted to, but I ended up getting that burger. It was a beef hamburger patty topped with like pulled beef, like roast beef. So good. Really enjoyed that with some fries. Like I said, the fries were kind of average Lido buffet like you're going to get on any cruise ship, but not the burger. The burger was different. It was very good. Those desserts were both delicious too. They tasted like something you would get in the main dining room or specialty. They didn't taste like something that would be off the buffet on a traditional ship. So far, the food rumors that I've heard that Virgin has better food than just about anyone else, they're pretty on par. So really enjoying it so far. That's what I wanted to say there. It is currently 3:30, and they just came on and did an announcement. Said starting at 4 o'clock, they're going to open up muster station. So we're not actually officially on a cruise yet, because we have to do muster drill before we can be officially on a cruise. But they do want you to watch the safety video briefing that's on the TV. So I'm going to watch that now and be ready for 4 o'clock, 4:30, whenever that rolls around, that we can go down and do muster drill, get that out of the way, and then just going to hang out on this beautiful balcony and relax and watch some of these ships sail away pretty soon. I don't think we're going to be sailing away until after 6, so that'll be interesting to see what time we actually leave. And then I have dinner tonight at the test kitchen, I think. Yeah, the test kitchen. And I'll talk a little bit about dinner in just a few minutes and tell you how that works on the ship and give you some recommendations on how to book those reservations. But yeah, I'll catch up with you in just a bit when we get muster drill done. One more thing while I'm in the room, I did want to show you. They did also send this letter saying that they noticed that I'm sailing solo. And so they have invited me to meet up with fellow solo sailors this evening. That is at 5 o'clock in the Athletic Club on deck 16 aft. And then they also said that they are reserving a dinner for all solo guests at 6:45 at Razzle Dazzle, which is one of the main dining rooms on board, or one of the restaurants on board, I should say. So that's really cool that they take care of solo cruisers on board. There are solo staterooms. In fact, I was booked in one of those originally and got moved up in the bidding process, and I'll talk more about that. But really cool that they take care of solo sailors and put this in the room on the first day, just to show folks that, there are opportunities for you to make friends and to meet up, and they're actually reserving tables just for solo sailors at certain times in the dining room. So it is just now 4 o'clock. They just made the announcement that all the muster stations are open, so we're going to go to muster station in just a moment, but just wanted to show you the very active Port Miami right now. You can see, of course, the Virgin terminal here. Folks are still slowly getting on board. They're still loading up. And right here behind us, Celebrity Summit. They're actually dropping the ropes right now. They're getting ready to head out on their 5-day adventure down to the Bahamas and Mexico. And then first out today is the Carnival Sunrise. She already came up, turned around in the turning basin, and is headed out to sea now. So that's one of the cool things about sailing from Miami. If you've never sailed from Miami before, it's so many cruise ships. So it's like, if you're a fan of cruise ships and want to do some cruise ship spotting, you certainly can do that here, because there are just so many. So I found the promenade and everything, because I wanted to officially say we are now on our very first Virgin voyage, because completed muster drill is very simple, very easy, just like all the other cruise lines do it. So just watch that safety video in your room on the tablet that's in the room that controls the TV and all the light controls. It'll actually want you to verify and click yes, I watched the video. You do that, then you come to your muster station, and then you're done. And then it'll be time to sail away. Just like the Celebrity Summit, they're sailing away now. And also behind it, the Carnival Magic. Carnival Magic doesn't have to come up here and turn around, so they're just going straight out to sea. And then you can see the little Carnival Sunrise all the way up there. So a very busy day, but a very exciting day too, as we're preparing to sail away here on the Valiant Lady. The time is now 6:05 p.m. We are now setting sail from Miami. See, we're pulling away from the dock. What a beautiful evening it is for sail away. Currently about 79 degrees, but the sun is just gone down a little bit ago. It's now completely dark. So it's sort of a rare dark sail away. You don't get this a lot of times sailing on other cruise lines from Miami, but we'll definitely get a dark sail away today. There's also these cool lights, these red lights right here. They can actually adjust these depending on cabin to make the side of the ship say things like "We love Miami," different things like that. So it's cool that they do have this red hue, red lighting throughout the ship, out on all the balconies. right, so it's now 7:05. We've now well sailed away from Miami, and I have a reservation at 7:15 for the comedy. There is a comedian tonight, and actually it's the same comedian every night they have on board. So we'll see. You heard me talk a lot more about that. You know I love going to comedy. A bit skeptical because there is some discrepancy between the paper that they left that I showed you earlier, showing the events of the day, and the app. Two different times, completely different times. So I'm not sure. I'm hoping that it's the right time when I go down there, because I did have to make a reservation, so I'm hoping it's right. After that, I'm actually having dinner tonight, my first dinner in one of the restaurants. Tonight I'm having dinner in the test kitchen, and that's one of the places I was most excited to dine at. Now, there are multiple restaurants all around the ship, and you can eat at any of those each night. However, you do have to make reservations, and those are recommended to be made about 45 days before sailing is when those are going to open up. You want to make those as soon as possible, or else you're going to risk not getting a reservation. So I made mine 45 days ahead of time. So I'm eating at Test Kitchen tonight. And then there's so much entertainment on board. But I think I'm going to go to Around the World in 80 Minutes with the Diva. The Diva is the resident drag queen on board at Valiant Lady. So I think I'll go to that. But I'm going to let you go now because this video has been a long day. You've seen a lot. Embarkation day here on the Valiant Lady. I'm having a great time. Like I said, my first Virgin voyage. And so far, extremely good. So I can't wait to show you more. Tomorrow's a sea day as we make our way to the Dominican Republic. So there's going to be lots more information tomorrow on that vlog. Next week when you see that, I'm going to tell you about how tonight was, how dinner was, my first impression of a dinner on board Virgin Voyages, and how the entertainment was, everything. And then we'll walk through the sea day. You'll go through the sea day with me and see how that was. So make sure you go down below if you're not already and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, please. It does help out my channel greatly, and I need it going into this brand new year. Folks, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. And until tomorrow, our sea day, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.